Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. This is Burgandy Bets. We talk football, we gamble football, and we cash tickets. Had another great week last week, going 11-5 on official plays. Once again, official plays are in the description of the video. Go ahead, click that. Tail me if you want. We're having a great year. Yearly record right now has been brought to 45-26. Now we got a great offering here. Week 5, lots of action, lots of games. Let's get into it. First game up, tonight's game, Thursday Night Football. Los Angeles Rams travel to Seattle to play the Seahawks in an NFC West showdown. 63% of the tickets and 58% of the cash on the Rams. Now, I do have the Rams in this game. I took the Rams money line earlier in the week. Right now, it's sitting right around minus 140. That's fine. If you think that's too much juice, you can go ahead and take the spread. It is still at Rams minus 2.5. Injuries should be a big part of this game. Seattle has 19 players on their injury report. The Rams only have 9. A couple key injuries for Seattle, including Chris Carson. He's questionable. If he goes, great. If he doesn't, it will be Alex Collins filling in that role. Now, I just think the Rams are a better team from top to bottom. A lot of Seattle's weapons, like a DK Metcalf, is going to probably be shadowed by Jalen Ramsey all game, you would have to think. Maybe Tyler Lockett's props are somewhere to go. I think they were floating right around 60, 65 yards. That seems like a good spot. For me, I just took the Rams money line. I think that's a great play. That is an official pick. Next up, we have a Sunday morning game. That's right, 9:30 kickoff, New York Jets, Atlanta Falcons. Wake up in the morning, have your coffee, go over the line, see the spread movement, maybe a cup of tea, shout out London. All right, 62% of the tickets and 69% of the cash on the Falcons. 3-point spread in this game with a over-under of 46 points. I do not have any official plays on this game right now. I was looking at the Calvin Ridley receiving props. They seem a little light to me this week. He is questionable, but since his props are out, he's expected to go. I was also looking at the Kyle Pitts props. This might be a game for him where he lives up to that high expectation and produces. He's been a little slow, but he is a rookie tight end, and that is expected. No official play for me on this game yet. Once again, check the description of the video for a kickoff. I might throw one in there. I think I added about 7 plays from when I recorded the last video till kickoff on Sunday. So watch out for that. Next up, we have the Miami Dolphins and Tampa Bay Buccaneers. This is the Battle of Florida. 62% of the tickets and 67% of the cash on Tampa Bay. Now, right when I saw this matchup, I immediately wanted to play the Miami Dolphins running backs unders. Checked the lines when it came out today. It was Malcolm Brown, but the books were all over it. They only have his rushing yards at 27.5. That's too low for me to go under. I did take the Chris Godwin reception yards over 63.5. With Miami's top cornerbacks of Xavier Howard and Byron Jones on the outside, Tom Brady's got to be looking to a slot guy. That's going to be Chris Godwin. I like that play a lot. Total over here, 47.5. I can see that going over, but official play will be Chris Godwin over 63.5 receiving yards. Now, as you're watching this, if you have 2 seconds of your time, go down there, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. We go over football, we make bets, and we cash tickets. Next game, Philadelphia Eagles traveling to Carolina to play the Panthers. This line opened up Panthers minus 3.5, went up to 4, right back down to 3.5, and that's probably where it's going to be come kickoff. Now, the Panthers did make that great acquisition of Stephon Gilmore, 6th-round pick to trade it to the Patriots. Basically a bag of chips for a 2019 Defensive Player of the Year who is still in the prime of his career. However, he is on the PUP list. You're not going to see him this week or next week. Expect him to suit up for Carolina in Week 7. Now, I did pull the trigger on Carolina minus the 3.5 here. I just like this team. I was looking at the Jalen Hurts rushing props a little bit easier this week. They're at 47. Couldn't do it. Carolina's defense, very strong. I was also looking at the DJ Moore receiving props in this game. We went ahead and cashed that easily last week. Last week it was 76.5. The books are on top of it. It's already at 86.5. Still a good spot. I'm on Carolina. Official pick, Carolina minus 3.5. This over here is interesting. 45. This seems like this is going to be an over game. I mean, one thing we know about Philly is they can put up points, and Carolina just looks great as well. Not an official play, but if you're looking for an extra line on this game, I would be thinking of the over. Next game up, we have the New Orleans Saints traveling to the capital to play the football team. This line opened up Saints minus 1, and it is as high as Saints minus 2.5 on some books. Now, I couldn't get a read on this game. We hear everyone talk about the Saints. They're Jekyll and Hyde. You know, one week they're great, one week they look like shit. And this Washington football team, their defense continues to underperform. It was one of the big things we were all looking to this year, figuring we can back the football team. They're going to be in close games. The defense is going to keep them in it, and we just haven't seen that so far this year. The total of 44.5, I think, is interesting also. I could see this be ugly football game. We're not really sure which Saints team is going to show up. Is Taylor Heineke going to continue to progress and just have good games? He did put it together a bit against Atlanta last week. But if you're looking for a play here, we always talk about it. Fade the public, follow the money. 57% of the tickets on the Saints. However, 74% of the cash on the football team. No official plays from me here, but if you were going to make a play, I would lean Washington plus the 2. Next up, we have a AFC South Showdown where the Tennessee Titans travel to Jacksonville to play the Jaguars. Now, we all know what happened with Urban Meyer this week. He did get into some hot water, skipping the team chartered flight back to Jacksonville. He decided to stay in Ohio after playing the Cincinnati Bengals. He owns a chop house and bar out there. He went, had one too many tequilas, and had some viral videos going around of him fraternizing with a female co-ed. Not the best look from Urban Meyer. He ended up canceling team meetings on Tuesday, and there have been many meetings, closed-door meetings in the front office about what to do with this situation and if he is the coach moving forward. It appears he is, but for this game, for this bet, 73% of the tickets and 75% of the cash on Tennessee. Hey, those are great numbers, but what's worrying here is if all this money is on Tennessee, all these tickets are on Tennessee, why is this line not going higher? This fucking line's been at 4.5 all week. That's a huge red flag to me. I'm staying off this game. No bet. I mean, if you have to make a play on this game, I'd probably look at the over just because Tennessee's defense is so bad. I mean, the first time ever Zach Wilson in his young career has looked like a starting NFL quarterback was last week against Tennessee. Still no news on A.J. Brown or Julio Jones. No plays from me. If you need one, take the over. Next up, we have an NFC North showdown with the Detroit Lions traveling to Minneapolis, Minnesota to play the Vikings. This line opened up Vikings minus 7.5 and has since gone to Vikings minus 9. Over under of 49 points here. It's interesting how the narrative changes in the NFL from week to week. The Lions were everyone's darling last week. I saw so many cappers taking the Lions and the points against Chicago. If you watched our video last week, you knew that was a trap game and not to do it. The Vikings, they did look good for the first drive of the game against the Browns last week. First drive of the game, went down, scored a touchdown right away, and then did not score another point for the majority of the game. I do not have an official play on this game. However, I was looking at the over. We know Minnesota can score points. Cleveland's defense is very good. Minnesota has the pieces to put up fireworks. And the Detroit Lions in the second half, a lot of these games this year, are coming back and fighting their way. They're not giving up, and they are scoring points in the second half. No official play. If you need a play on this game, I would look at the over. Next up, we have the Denver Broncos traveling to Heinz Field to play the Pittsburgh Steelers. 59% of the tickets on the Pittsburgh Steelers and 60% of the cash on the Broncos. Over under one of the lowest on the week at 40 points, and that's probably where it should be. If Teddy Bridgewater is not playing, he's still in concussion protocol. Drew Lock will be the Broncos starting quarterback. And not too much better on Pittsburgh side with Ben Roethlisberger showing his age. He's injured again. He can't push the ball down the field. They're throwing terrible checkdowns on 4th and 8s, going for 5 yards, not converting, bad play calling, not too much to look forward to out of Pittsburgh. However, that defense is great. So you have two great defenses here going against probably what looks to be two offenses that should not be good at moving the ball. The under would be in play, and everyone else thinks so as well, as 93% of the money on the under in this game. I don't have an official play. If I did have one, it would be the under. Next up, Green Bay Packers travel to Cincinnati to play the Bengals. 70% of the tickets and 82% of the cash on the Packers. Total of 51.5 points. I do have an official play here. I took the Packers at minus 3.5, so obviously right now it's down to minus 3. I endorse that play. I do like it. Couple of things with Cincinnati. Joe Mixon is doubtful to play in this game. He did have that injury last week, so your starting quarterback for the Bengals would be Samaje Perine. That is certainly a downgrade from Joe Mixon. Green Bay, on the other hand, Jair Alexander is doubtful, and he probably won't play in this game, which is worrisome when you have Jamar Chase. I believe T. Higgins is coming back, and Tyler Boyd and Joe Burrow just slinging the thing around the field. I still do like Green Bay in this game. I like Green Bay to cover and win. That is the official play, Green Bay minus 3. New England Patriots at the Houston Texans. This line is Patriots minus 8.5 and Patriots minus 9.5 on a lot of books. The total here, one of the lowest on the slate at 40. I do have two plays on this game. They are both official plays. I have the Patriots minus 4 first half and Texans team total under 16.5. How the hell the Houston Texans have not been on the phone with Cam Newton's agent and signed him to the team already is baffling. This team probably isn't trying to win. They're just trying to secure a draft pick. They have the Deshaun Watson trouble. But the fact that they're trotting out Davis Mills now for another consecutive week when you have Cam Newton, unrestricted free agent, just there to be picked up and signed is crazy. Give me the Patriots -4 first half. Texans team total under 16.5. We know Bill Belichick's record against rookie quarterbacks. He terrorizes them. And I wanted to bring up the trends. The trends are off the chain in this. The under is 4-0 in Patriots' last 4 games after accumulating more than 250 passing yards in their previous game. The under is 7-0 in the Patriots' last 7 games when allowing more than 350 total yards. The under is 4-0 in the Patriots' last 4 games following it against a spread win. Under is 6-0 in Patriots' last 6 games in October. Under is 5-0 in Patriots' last 5 road games. So, if you're looking for an extra play, go with the under. Next up, the Chicago Bears travel to Las Vegas to play the Raiders. 70% of the tickets and 64% of the cash on the Raiders. This line is Raiders -5.5. I do have an official play. I took the Raiders first half -3.5. I'm just not really interested in a backdoor cover here. Let's get me out of the first half. Cash that bet. How you doing? Keep it moving. A couple key injuries here. Now these guys are questionable, but probably will play, would be Khalil, Mack, and Darnell Mooney. I was also looking at the Darnell Mooney receiving props, but they were hiked up this week. They're currently sitting at 47.5. Once again, check the description of the video. I might throw that in later in the week. Official play, Raiders, first half, -3.5. Next up, we have the Cleveland Brownies traveling to Los Angeles to play the Chargers. 58% of the tickets on the Chargers and a split team money share. I do not have an official play on this game. If I did have to take one, it would be the Chargers. They're laying 2 points right now. Baker Mayfield just has not really looked good. The defense is excellent, but Justin Herbert is just destroying teams. No official play. If I did have to make one, it would be on the Chargers. NFC East Showdown. New York Football Giants travel to Jerry World to play the Dallas Cowboys. This line opened up Dallas -7.5 and has since gone to Dallas -7. 64% of the tickets and 64% of the cash on the Cowboys. Now, week after week, every week this season, we have cashed on the Daniel Jones rushing props. However, the jig is up. The news is out. They finally found us. Daniel Jones doesn't have any rushing props out right now at the time of recording this video, but they do have Dak Prescott's out, which is not good news for us. They're diving in here. We might not get any more soft Danny Dimes rushing prop lines. Hopefully, fingers crossed, we do. No official plays here yet for me on this game. Obviously, I will be looking at the Jones rushing props when they drop. I do like Dallas -7. We don't have to worry about the hook anymore. That's gone. If for any reason this gets down to Dallas -6.5, I'll absolutely be on it. The Cowboys can just score so many points. They have so many Lambos and Ferraris on that offense. They just hum. The Giants do seem to be getting better. They did get their first win of the year last week against the Saints. Saquon Barkley seems to be 100% back. First time going over 100 combined yards. He looks great. I just think Dallas has too much going for them. Giants aren't there yet. Dallas. Next up, we have the San Francisco 49ers traveling to Arizona to play the Cardinals. 62% of the tickets and 63% of the cash on the Cardinals. This should be a great game. It looks like Trey Lance is going to get his first start, so that'll be interesting to see. I will be looking at his rushing props if he is starting, and they give us a line for that. I do have an official play here. It is on the Chase Edmonds combined total over. I got it at 68.5. It's now at 69.5. I still think that's great. He's so involved. He catches so many passes out of the backfield, and he's their first down running back as well. We know James Conner comes in and steals those touchdowns, but we don't need touchdowns. We need yards. James Conner over total receiving and rushing yards. The hands down best game on the slate. The Buffalo Bills travel to Arrowhead to play the Kansas City Chiefs. This line opened up Chiefs -3. It's down to 2.5 in some spots, but if you like Buffalo, that 3 still out there. You can pick it up. Over for this game, 56.5. This game's probably going to go over. I expect a lot of fireworks in this game. I was looking at the Stephon Diggs over receiving props. Kansas City doesn't have anybody that can cover him on this team, so that might be a play. I was also looking at the Travis Kelce receiving props. Kelce was over 89.5, and Diggs was 87.5, I think. Those are both really good looks. I'm not going to pick a side in this game. I was thinking about putting Buffalo in a couple teasers and getting Buffalo to 8.5, 9. I think that's a good look also. No official plays. Watch out for those Diggs and Kelce props, though. I like both of those, and I like the over. Monday Night Football. Indianapolis Colts travel to Baltimore to play the Ravens. 62% of the tickets on the Ravens, but a split 50-50 cash share. Ravens are laying a touchdown at home and an over-under of 46 points. This might be the first primetime game this year that I do not have any bets on. I mean, I'm going to try, but none of these player props are looking out to me. I don't like a side in this game. The only place we're going to be able to go here will be the total. 46. 52% of the tickets on the under, however, 88% of the cash on the over. Those are big numbers that we'd like to see when a majority of cash is on one side at either a split or smaller ticket share. No official plays for me here. Baltimore Ravens, Indianapolis Colts, over 46 points. That was your full Week 5 slate breakdown. We're having a great year. Let's keep it going. Official picks in the description below. Thursday Night Football. This game should be a blast. Drop a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, and let's all get paid.